class or anything, but yeah, this is what you can expect from this gun. Wow, this is... Alright, so hello gamers, and welcome back to another video recorded live. Today I'm going to be talking about basically all of the new meta guns in Phantom Forces, because there have been a ton of changes to the meta, a ton of nerfs, and a ton of very good buffs and new conversions. Basically, let's just get into it with the Colt LMG 20 tactical conversion. This conversion is very fair and balanced. Basically, what this conversion does is it gives you 30 rounds and 120 reserve. That's the downside. However, it gives you better walk speed, aiming speed, headshot multiplier, pen, suppression, and reload speed. Yeah, it's really fair. It gives you a 2-shot headshot. It just makes your gun a laser beam. And yeah, this conversion is definitely something that you need to check out. It's probably the most busted gun of this entire update. Maybe there's a couple that are slightly better in some ways, but overall, this is going to be like the main assault rifle type gun. It's just an assault rifle LMG, and like the downside is 30 bullets, but this reload time, so it's literally just the downside of having a regular magazine. Like, that's not the downside. And 120 reserve, that's just normal reserve ammo. If it had like a 20 round mag, it wouldn't be super broken, but the fact that it has a 30 round mag, a regular reload time, and everything just makes this conversion so good. You can 2-shot to like 75, 80 studs, 3-shot to like 90 studs. This thing is just... you need to be using this right now. It is so good. So our second conversion is AUG A2 762. I talked about this in multiple videos, and they've actually buffed it since I talked about it. It's a 2-shot headshot and a 5-shot at range and a 3-shot to the body. However, they gave it a torso multi, and it can actually 3-shot to about 65, 70 studs, 4-shot to like 130 studs, and actually 4-shot to the torso at any range. So it's kind of like it has the same RPM as the 2545, and while it does have more recoil, it does more damage, being able to natively 2-hit kill head without having the increased headshot multiplier, and also it can 4-shot to the torso at any range. The Colt LMG can't do. I'd say the Colt LMG is overall better though. This is a really solid conversion, and for 762 this gun beams. And the AUG A2 actually got better recoil in this update as well, so this new conversion and the recoil buff makes this just super crazy good. It's one of the main conversions I've been using from the update, but the update's only been out for like a day, so that's why I've been using like this. And also the ASMI. Maybe I should talk about the ASMI. I mean, it's literally just a primary, secondary. It's very good. ASMI is really good. It doesn't have great draw. It loses its damage very fast, but it's an overall like primary, secondary that's not that great in terms of damage, but it's an overall very good machine pistol for overall use. The next thing is AUG A3 300 Blackout, which is very similar to AUG A2 with 762, but it has more RPM, a 30 round magazine, and a faster reload time, and actually less recoil. It does a little bit less damage, being able to only 3-hit kill and 2-hit kill to about 50 studs. And it does less damage at range without a torso multi, so it can't 4-hit kill torso ranges. However, this is a extremely powerful conversion. Before, it was basically a direct upgrade to the AUG A3, literally just better damage, but it had more recoil. And the thing is, they've buffed the recoil in the latest update, so it is so solid now. It reloads fast, 2.5 second reload time. AUG A2 is 2.6 with a 20 round mag. So this is actually a faster reload time with a bigger capacity. So it's really good. So basically, you get a 2-shot headshot, 3-shot to the body, not as far as AUG A2 762, but this is probably better overall than AUG A2 762. I'm not gonna lie, it is accurate. It does great damage. It feels like an AUG. It just feels like an AUG, but it actually hits really hard. I think it's actually, except AUG A2 762, I think this is the most damage that you can expect in an AUG with a 30 round magazine. It does more than the AUG H-bar, close and long range, and shoots faster, and the only downside is the 30 round mag and, you know, more recoil, less velocity, but the velocity and recoil is still really good. So a lot of people know about this from my previous video on the update. The RPK did get a slight nerf. It has less headshot multiplier now. However, the AK-47 got a massive nerf. It got a lot worse recoil, and the RPK didn't. The RPK is still a laser beam. It's super accurate. It comes with alt aim, 200 reserve ammo. It actually like still 2-shots pretty easily. Basically, I talked about how this was super meta last update, and yes, it doesn't have hollow point anymore, and it has less headshot damage, so it's overall worse than it used to be. However, with the other AKs getting mega nerfs, AKM got a nerf, AK-47 got a nerf, this is still going to probably be one of the best AKs in the game. However, there will be a better RPK, and that is the RPK-74. The L86 finally got a nerf. It's not a huge nerf, it's still very good. However, the RPK-74 shoots faster, does more damage, can 2-shot headshot, preserves better damage at range, range, has more pen or like the same pen now, still has ridiculous velocity, especially for an AK. It's probably the highest velocity AK in the game. That's more than the Mosin, and that's tied with the SVDS. So if you're counting those as AKs, which they're not, still better than that. It's just so accurate. And the Romanian grip actually makes this gun have really low recoil, so you can use Romanian grip and just make this thing even more of a laser beam. 2-shot headshot to 90 studs, and a 3-shot body to about 100 studs. Really low recoil. This has gone from one of the worst LMGs in the game to the best. In my opinion, it's the best, maybe even gun in the game. And yeah, some people will argue with that, but it's definitely one of, if not the best. Now, a carbine that actually kind of does the same thing that Colt LMG does, actually the X95R with 300 blackout. Think of this as a HK337 that didn't get a nerf, actually got a buff, has more RPM, can 2-shot headshot, and just does more damage, and has a torso multi, which the HK337 no longer has, and it has the RPM of the actual HK416. So with the nerf to HK416, hollow point, and 300, this has become possibly the best close range gun that can actually work at long range. It's not the best like overall against PDWs, but this conversion was actually really good before. It basically made the X95 good, and now it makes it even better since the overall X95 got a recoil buff in the past update. So basically think AUG A3 300 conversion, but it has about 150 more RPM. The Type 88, actually the Type 58 with the Romanian grip, because of the Romanian grip buff, actually is really, really good now. Keep in mind, the Type 88 didn't even have the Romanian grip before for some reason, even though it's an AK, and the AKs should all have Romanian grip. I think, like, it's on every AK, and it fits really well on the AKs. It's accurate, and for a AK, it actually reloads very fast. It's really good. For sniper rifles, the M107, you know, I talked about that in my update video. It's kind of strange. I don't know if it's the meta right now, but the Intervention and AWM are probably the best sniper rifles of the update. The Intervention got its default 7-round capacity back. I don't know why. It basically has the free extended mag and more reserve ammo with no downside. I don't know why, because it was really good even after the nerf. So why did they add back this? I think they should add like a Civi mag conversion or something. The Intervention actually in real life does have 5-round magazines, so it would be cool to have a faster reload conversion for a smaller mag instead of like stuff like Norma, which is just objectively awful. The other gun is the AUM. The AUM finally got more RPM. Before it said it had more RPM, but that was a lie. So basically, the AUM actually can torso kill to like 90 studs. And now it's objectively better. Stuff like the Remington 700. I would personally say the TRG-22. This is better than that. And yeah, except for the 5-round magazine, it's really just great at everything. And the velocity is not amazing. It's pretty good. It's not the best in the entire class or anything, but yeah, this is what you can expect from this gun. Wow, this is fair. That's the intro clip for the video, okay? That was such a good quad. So the next conversion probably is the new version of AK-12C 9x39. The AK-12C got some overall changes that makes it worse. Well, better and worse. It reloads slower, but it does more damage, and it can 2-shot head. So if you want the old reload speed, if you use 9x39, you get the crazy reload speed, only a 20-round mag, and it's kind of like the other guns on this list. It has 700 RPM, and it's a 3-shot and 2-shot head. However, it can 4-shot torso all ranges, does 38 damage, which is higher than like even AUG A2762. However, it doesn't really have a lot of downsides for that. AUG A2762 reloads a lot slower as well. So this might be better than that, but it depends on what you want. So yeah, the machine pistols that are really good right now are the new ones. The PP2000 and ASMI are both very, very good. The PP2000 goes pretty hard, I'm not gonna lie. It's a 2-shot head and 3-shot body to 45 studs, which is not bad at all. It also has magazine stock for extra reserve, and it has 120 reserve with that, which is kind of crazy. It also comes with super armor piercing for 2 studs, which is pretty good. And overall, this is going to be pretty... It's not even that inaccurate with muzzle brake, not gonna lie. Yeah, it's actually good. The only problem is, I guess, it doesn't shoot as fast as other machine pistols in the game. Stuff like the Micro Uzi has literally double the RPM, but does about the same damage, so that's kind of a problem, but this is actually more accurate than that by a lot. So if you want a ASMI but better damage, this is pretty much that. ASMI does actually more damage at range and has better recoil, more reserve ammo, and a bigger magazine by quite a long shot. So this is still going to be balanced overall, but I would say it might be the new meta for machine pistols overall. I'm not gonna lie. Something that should be mentioned is that basically every single FAL got nerfed in this update except for the SA58. The SA58 is just as good with 5.56, and it's just as good as it was like 4 updates ago with 45. Default magazine capacity is 20, but it can one-shot headshot. And overall, this is really good, and I think the new T-brake might make this a little bit better, to be honest, because muzzle brake kind of has weird horizontal recoil. The Beowulf TCR actually has a long barrel now. This actually improves a lot. Now it can one-shot headshot farther, two-shot limb farther, and it has a lot more pen and velocity, so it's actually really good. I should probably mention the new USAS. I think it's gonna be annoying to fight against, but hopefully not super broken. It does come with semi-auto for lower RPM and semi-auto, but better spread, but it's not gonna be that amazing, I hope. This is the best setup I have ever used ever. Let's try this. Okay, this is actually a menace to society. I hope this won't be super meta because... oh my gosh, that was 10 bullets. All hit markers. To be fair, I am using birdshot, and this is, wow, it takes like 3 shots. Use R2 suppressor on M107, you torso kill sooner. True. Something you should note about the M107 is that it actually has some very strange aiming and walk speed statistics, which is weird because the aiming speed is 10.09 with skeleton grip and it's 8 otherwise. However, if you use extended magazine, it will actually put it at 5, and if you put on skeleton grip, it will still be 5, which is really strange. So if you use extended mag, do not use skeleton grip, but otherwise do use skeleton grip unless you want like lower recoil, I guess. Basically, if you want to use the M107, I 100% would recommend that you do not use extended mag and probably use a scope so you can actually aim, but keep in mind this will still be a torso kill at any range. So it's going to be kind of a menace, not gonna lie. It's not going to be torso kill in CQC, but it will be all ranges past about 100 stuns. However, if you use the R2 suppressor, it might be down to like 90 stuns. Oh, 14,000? Yeah. Best thing to ever get added. Other than that, the C782 did get the long barrel removed. However, you can use T-brake on it now, so it's still going to be really meta. I would say that probably the best AR type gun is going to be the Colt LMG 20 tac. But yeah, if you use T-brake, you basically just get overall less recoil. Long barrel now does reduce recoil, and it would be super broken on the C7. Now it increases both your max and min damage range, so it's a good thing that they removed it because that would have been broken. Anyways, gamers, that's going to do it for the video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to like and sub, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.